You know, when a disaster is about to hit, even just a few seconds of warning can mean everything, right? It can literally be the difference between life and death. So, what happens when there's no official warning at all? That's what we're talking about today. We're going to dive into a really critical public safety issue for Ghana, this urgent need for a nationwide emergency broadcast system.
Okay, so let's set the scene. I want you to picture this. It's an evening in Accra back in October 2017. You're near the busy Atomic Junction. A fuel tanker is just offloading, and then, boom, it catches fire. A huge explosion rocks the area. And just like that, it's total chaos. People are running for their lives, but they have no idea where the danger is coming from or which way is safe.
And in the middle of all that chaos, what happens? An information vacuum. I mean, sure, some real news started to trickle out on places like Twitter and Facebook, but it was just completely swamped by a tidal wave of rumors and straight-up misinformation. And this quote you see here, it nails the problem. In those first critical moments, when you need it most, there was no single, trusted voice from the authorities. All that did was create even more confusion, more panic.
All right, so Section 1, when disaster strikes unannounced. And here's the thing, that explosion in 2017, it wasn't just some tragic one-off event. Not at all. It was actually part of this really dangerous, recurring pattern. Disasters hitting a population that just isn't getting the information they need to be prepared.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It really tells a story. You go back to 2015, there's a fuel tanker explosion during a massive downpour. Then, of course, the 2017 Atomic Junction explosion we just talked about. And then jump forward to 2021, you have the Akosombo Dam spillage, which was necessary because of some pretty crazy rainfall. The common thread here, in every single one of these cases, that critical, official information was just too slow to get to the people who needed it most.
And this is where it gets really heavy, the human cost. That 2015 explosion, it wasn't just a number. It was a catastrophe. 150 people were killed. And it just forces you to ask that gut-wrenching question. How many of those lives could have been saved? How many families would still be whole if people had just gotten a simple, timely alert on their phones, telling them to get out of the area?
And it doesn't stop there. Take the Akosombo Dam spillage. We're talking about over 10,000 people displaced from their homes. Just think about that for a second. Now imagine if every single one of them had gotten an official alert on their phone, even just a few hours before, giving them that precious time to get their family safe, to grab important belongings. I mean, that's the kind of life-changing power we're talking about with an alert system.
And you know, this isn't just about big natural disasters. It's so much broader than that. Between 2021 and 2023, there were 610 reported cases of missing persons in Ghana. Think about what an alert system could do here. It could instantly notify every single phone in a specific area, basically turning thousands of people into an instant search party. So yeah, this goes way beyond floods and fires. We're talking about everyday public safety.
Okay, so the problem is clear, it's recurring, and the human cost it's just way too high. But here's the good news. There's actually a proven, globally recognized solution that's already out there. Which brings us right to our next section, a solution for the masses. So what is this magic solution? It's a technology called cell broadcast. And honestly, the easiest way to get your head around it is to think of it like a radio tower, but for text alerts. Here's the key difference. It doesn't send a message to you based on your phone number. No. Instead, it just blankets a whole geographic area with an alert, and every single compatible phone in that zone gets it instantly.
So, Section 3, how cell broadcast works. Now, it might sound super high-tech, but the way it operates is actually really simple and incredibly reliable. Let's break it down real quick. Okay, so it really just boils down to 3 simple steps. First, an official group, like the National Disaster Management Organization, triggers an alert. Step 2, that alert gets blasted out from cell towers in a very specific area. It could be as small as one neighborhood or as big as the entire coast. And third, every phone inside that zone gets the warning. That's it. It's simple, it's targeted, and man, is it fast.
So you might be asking, what makes this so much better than, say, a text message or a WhatsApp blast? Great question. Well, first off, it's not affected by network jams. You know how during an emergency, everyone's trying to call at once and nothing goes through? This system cuts right through that noise.
Second, it's totally anonymous. It doesn't know your phone number, so privacy is a non-issue. And a huge point here. Only authorized official groups can send these alerts. No spam, no scams. It's so good, in fact, that it's the gold standard recommended by big international bodies like the ITU and GSMA.
So, let's recap. It's effective, it's secure, it's recommended by all the top experts. It sounds like a no-brainer, right? Which leads to the big, glaring question. Why doesn't Ghana have this yet? And that brings us to the heart of the issue, what we're calling the implementation bottleneck. All right, so get this. Here's the big roadblock, and it's kind of a head-scratcher. Ghana actually has a law on the books. It's called EI 63 that says mobile networks have to be made available for sending out emergency info. Sounds good, right? But, and this is a huge but, the law never specifically says that the mobile network operators have to turn on and support the cell broadcast technology itself. It's this tiny, subtle detail in the wording, but it creates a massive legal loophole that's stopping the whole system from going live.
Okay, so we see the problem. But just pointing out problems doesn't fix anything. What matters is the solution. So, what's the path forward? The good news is there is one, and it's pretty clear.
It really comes down to a three-step roadmap. First step, adopt the best practices. Let's look at countries like South Korea and Israel that are already nailing this and learn from them. Second, engage the experts. Partner up with the folks at the ITU and GSMA who have all the technical know-how to guide the process. And third, and this is the big one, Parliament has to step in. They need to close that legal loophole we talked about and update the rules to officially require mobile operators to support cell broadcast services.
And look, let's be real. The weather is getting more and more unpredictable. The threat of floods, of major storms, it's not going away. It's growing. The technology to protect people is right there, ready to go. The need for it, it's undeniable. And the path to get it done, it's crystal clear. So the only question left is, how long can Ghana afford to wait to finally turn on its silent alert?